Hey, it's Dorleen. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm working on a YouTube hop with Mix It Up Monday, and basically we're taking a sketch, which I'm showing a drawn one here, but I'll show the actual sketch later, and a lot of different products, and creating a mixed media project. Now, if you subscribe to my channel, you know that I don't use a lot of mixed media in my scrapbooking layouts, but I do like to play around with it every so often because getting messy sure is fun. Now, I gathered a whole bunch of things that I thought were going to work with this Christmas layout or with these pictures, and these are my granddaughters underneath the Christmas tree from 2021. There's the sketch that I'm working with. I decided to use black as the base page because I'm going to be using a lot of white, silver, white, silver, gold. So I have some Pearl X powder. I've got products that I've been gifted that I don't use, and so that was one of the items that I grabbed. Now, this glue right here always has like a little bit of a tacky feel even though it's dry, so that's why I chose this glue. And then I'm just grabbing some of that silver pearl powder. I believe that's what it's called, but if you go to my blog, I'll have a list of all the items I'm using. So first I was going to, put it down and use a brush and everything, and then I realized I'm going to use my best or my most favorite tool, which is my fingers. And so I just went ahead and rubbed it around where the glue had dried, and off screen I take a large brush that I have and just kind of swept off the extras, and you're going to see that brush right there. That is something I bought at an expo years ago, and I use that for like glitter, things like that. So the next thing I decided to do is, because I did have some I don't even know what it is, Pearl X paint, and these paints are gorgeous. They have a very beautiful shine to them. I thought I was going to be able to put it through a stencil, but really it's very runny. Not runny in a weird way, but too thin for stencils, but I still wanted to use them. So I used my spatula, pulled some of that out. Isn't that really pretty? And I'll put the color again on my my blog post, and I'll have a link to that below, as well as all the other hoppers and information you'll need for this blog hop. But so instead of actually using the stencil, I just kind of started rubbing it around, and it kind of gave like a distressed look, but it's so pretty. And I'm always wary about using like red, because to me it always kind of looks like blood. But luckily this had a pink tinge to it, so I think it turned out really pretty. And then this is just like a pearl color, and I tried to do the same thing, but it just was kind of blobbing. So I just used a little bit of it, and it worked for what it was. I don't know. I probably could have not used it and it wouldn't have made a difference, but I had poured it out, so of course I'm using it. I do use a lot of wet medium, and if you're putting wet stuff on a piece of paper, it is going to warp. So I was really concerned about that, so I tried to do it really thin, but I did get some warpage, but it wasn't so bad, because while this thing was drying, I ended up putting like my mat and then my computer over it. So I think that helped flatten it. So this mixed media spray by Dina Wakley is fabulous. It's like my favorite white spray. So I did spray that down as well and just kind of did a little splatter. And then, because I really wanted to use that star stencil, I used some clear paste and textured paste, and also gold of that powder. And so I'm mixing it in with the clear paste, and you'll see me just doing that with that same spatula. And what I didn't realize is I didn't clean off all that pink on there, but it's fine. So I got a little tinge or little pieces of pink, but like I said, it's fine. But this gold powder with the clear textured paste and the star stencil is amazing. I need to do this on more things. I have so many products, like I said, a lot of them gifted, and so I forget that I have them because I didn't buy them. So I was really glad that I thought about these for this project, because especially with we're in the holiday season, I need to use this gold. It is gorgeous, like I said. So I really try to concentrate on these three places, because if you looked at the sketch, that it kind of showed those three areas as far as where the mixed media was. Now, of course, we don't have to follow the sketch exactly, but that is something I like to do. Now, because I use that texture paste on the stencil, I do have to go and clean all of my tools and the stencil, because otherwise it will dry hard, and I don't want to do that. And then I just use my heat gun to try to dry it a little bit before I really set it aside. So now we're back to, everything's dry for the most part. And this is the color paper that I decided to use. Now, the pictures of my granddaughter are them under the Christmas tree, not like a super fancy, Christmas party with all this silver and gold. But I still thought it worked really well because it still gives that festive feel. I went ahead and cut down the one picture of just my solo granddaughter down to it's approximately 3x4, and then on the sketch they had that big bulk going down vertically, and then they had a strip going across horizontally. Now I have a paper pad. This is where I got all these papers, and when I'm trimming down pieces, I grab like a clear envelope or something or bag, and I put in all the scraps. So when I do go to use this paper pad later and need to use scraps, that's where I find them. So I grabbed these old, I don't even know what project they came from, but they were sitting in there in their strips. So instead of one solid horizontal strip, I used 4 of these, and they're like about a half an inch width wise, and one of them isn't even 12 inches, but I use it anyways. And I decide to use that same green liquid adhesive because I feel like because of all the texture and a little bit of warpage on that black piece of paper, it's going to stick better. So I do that on all the paper pieces and pretty much most of the things. And if I do use a double-sided tape, I'm also adding the glue as well. I just feel like it's really going to help stick. So all these other little pieces, again, were part of that paper pad in that little clear envelope that I told you I kept the extras. And I'm just playing around thinking, what do I want to do? I find this little like journaling box, which looks to me like a bottle. So I cut part of that off, and you'll see me do that later. And then those cute penguins, which technically don't have anything to do with anything, but they're cute. They're pink. And they match the paper pad, and it is for the holidays. So to me, it matches perfectly. And so I just kind of fuss around on the placement of that. Now, another thing that I had grabbed are these little tissue circles. Now, I bought these a long time ago. I think they were like on clearance somewhere. I've never used them, but it's one of those things where I just can't figure out why or how or when to use them. So I decided to make that right side of this paper basically into polka dot paper. And so again, using that green glue, I just put little bits of glue, and then I'm putting them down just kind of wherever. And then it gives this kind of pearlized metallic looking polka dots over on that right side. I am in love with that. And later you'll see me continue it down to that bottom corner. But, you'll see me do that later. I did decide to matte the big photo just because it's always nice to matte, because it really makes the photo pop a little bit more. Just a very thin border. Used my, cutter to trim it down, and I eyeball everything. And then again, I'm still kind of looking at where I'm putting things, and then I just go for it with the adhesive. You didn't have to see me do every single one of them, but there they are, just looking really good. Now, I want to just remind you again, this is a YouTube hop, so if you check the information box, it'll have a link, a main link, and it'll also have all the links to the people that are part of it or participating in the hop. So I do hope you go and visit their videos as well. There is also a few Instagram accounts, so you can also check that out. I'll also list mine as well. But isn't this so fun? Like I said, I don't always mix media on my layouts, but when I do, I'm really happy with it. But I think it's just because of the warpage. It kind of freaks me out. I know that's crazy, but I hope you like this. I really ended up liking it. I like it because it's kind of well, first of all, it's sparkly. I mean, it is the holiday. I do have some glitter. But it's just fun. It's just different than anything that I would normally do. And it's also like unexpected. Like this, again, these are pictures of my granddaughters in front of the Christmas tree. You don't expect all that other fun sparkle, splatter, etc., etc. But I hope you agree. And if you do, make sure you hit the like button. If you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. And I do post 2 videos a week. One is always scrapbooking. One is whatever it is I'm creating in the command center. A lot of times that's paper products or projects, but also a lot of Cricut projects and just stuff. But please take a look around. I think you'll enjoy my channel. And again, thank you so much for watching, and make sure you follow all the other participants on this blog hop. Thanks again. Bye.